Hi everyone. I'm going to do another really quick video. This is actually easier than me setting up all my umbrella lighting, my camcorder, my lights, everything, my microphone. It's so much work unless I'm doing a whole bunch of recipes. I'm trying to stick with just doing these simple ones, which are real easy for you guys to watch too. And so I'm going to make easy berry mini tarts. And I've made raspberry mini tarts before, and they are in my cookbook, or you can find the recipe actually on my website at amusinghealthyrecipe.com. This recipe will also be on there. This one is called Easy Berry Mini Tarts. The reason I'm calling it easy, instead of cutting up all, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, I just went ahead and took some of my frozen fruit. I use frozen fruit like this. It doesn't have to be the organic kind. I usually get the big bag at Costco with triple fruit, or at Albertsons or Stater Brothers, wherever you shop. Walmart, that's where I usually get them the most. And I buy them big because I make this berry syrup every morning. Anyway, so I'm going to make a berry filling right now, and then I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to go shopping to get the phyllo pastry sheets that the berry mixture is going to go in a little bit later. So this is what I'm doing right now. I took frozen berries. I took about 4 cups, five. I should have probably did a little more than 5, because once you cook them, they go down. I would recommend, if you're like this is supposed to make around 24 mini tarts, I would probably do like 5 cups of fruit if you're doing 24 mini tarts. You can cut the recipe down to whatever fits you. Anyway, so I put like 4 cups of frozen berries in this microwavable measuring cup. I put it in the microwave for 5 minutes. Took it out, and then I stirred it real good, and they were dissolved, and they're a little warm to the touch, which is what you want. Now I'm going to take, and I'm going to make a little bit of thickening. Whoa, I'm losing my stuff here. And the thickening is just, I think 3 tablespoons is what I'm figuring. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and mix it in with a 1/2 cup of water to make the thickening. So I'm trying to do this while holding my iPhone. So this is just, approximately 3. If I get a little more, that's okay. I'm going to trying to do this and hold my iPhone at the same time on a little thing around my neck. It's very tricky, but anyway, so that's how it is. Now I'm going to make sure this doesn't fall down, and I'm going to whisk this together. This needs to be in 1/2 cup of cold water. You don't ever want to mix your cornstarch with hot water, warm water, because it won't end up dissolving right in the mixture. It'll get clumpy and stuff. So it dissolves real easy with cold water. I'm just taking a little whisk here, whisking it all around, and then I'm going to pour it into the berries. Okay, do that. Just make sure it's all dissolved on the bottom. Yep, it's a little bit stuck there. So, okay, now I'm going to mix it in with the berries. Stir this around. It stirs in good. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar-free syrup to sweeten it. This is the skinny syrups. I like to use raspberry. It's my favorite. You can get these at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, etc. And they're 0 calories. I stock up on them when I get them. See, it's only like $3.99 at Marshall's, and I make my berry syrup every morning with this. Anyway, so now I'm going to take my little 1/4 cup measuring cup. Excuse me. I'm going to add 1/4 cup, and then I'll see if that is sweet enough. 1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons. There we go. And then I'm going to mix it together. Find my spoon I laid down here. Oh, it's in there. Oh, silly me. Okay, and that's to sweeten it up. I'm going to taste it to see if it's sweet enough. I'll be right back. Okay, it tastes, pretty sweet. Not quite as sweet as I like it. I forgot that I usually also add a little bit of sugar-free maple syrup. I like to use this Maple Grove Farms sugar-free syrup. I get this at Walmart, and it's the best. It tastes good, and it's the lowest in Weight Watchers points. It's usually only 0 points for like a tablespoon or two. So I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of this in with it. So I'm going to use my little, I love these little measuring cups. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons. An eighth of a cup is 2 tablespoons. I never knew that until I got these. Anyway, 2 tablespoons. This is easier than trying to put it into actual tablespoons. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons, and this will give it an extra sweetness and a little bit of a maple flavor, which you won't even be able to tell. It just really makes it taste good. I do this every morning when I make my syrup. Now I'm going to mix it up and see how it tastes. Okay, it still needed to be just a tiny bit sweeter from what I'm used to making. And I realize when I make the berry syrup every morning and it's only 1 cup, I usually use 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of the maple syrup, or a couple. So anyway, I increased this to 4 tablespoons, which is 1/4 of a cup. So 1/4 cup of the sugar-free maple syrup, and that helps give it extra sweetness. Now it's going to go in the microwave. Usually I'll do it for like 3 minutes, and then I'll stir it, and then take it out, take it out and stir it, and then put it back in. I'll let you know how long it took to thicken. Okay, so I'm going to put it in my microwave. Oops. Trying to do this with this just so you guys can see everything. I'm going to do it on 3 minutes. And I'll let you know how it turns out. Okay, while it's cooking in the microwave, this is when I like to do my cleanup. As you can see, I've got my notes, I've got my stuff. I learned in home ec many years ago, back in the day when they offered home ec in school, that you always clean up as you're cooking, and that has still stuck with me today. So I take advantage of any time in between. So while this is cooking, I will clean up this stuff here. And so thankful for home ec in school. Wish they offered it more now. I'm trying to teach my little granddaughter how to cook and sew, and these are things I learned growing up with my mom, but also learned more in junior high and high school, where by age of 16, I already knew how to make a full turkey dinner and from scratch. And I also took advanced sewing in high school and made a complete suit in the 10th grade, and which all of this has carried over until, today. Now I love cooking and creating recipes. I also love sewing. I have my own Etsy shop since I retired, and I just love it. I make them for a lot of gifts, and I also sell a lot of things on Etsy. If you're interested, I do personalized items too. I do like these little towels. This cute. This one says Linda's Kitchen. I'm just showing you this while stuff's cooking. And the other one says calories don't count on the weekends. You can't see it. But anyway, I make a lot of things for the kitchen. If you want to check it out on my Etsy shop. And it's, I have to add it to it. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to give you my website to my cooking. Anyway, so I'm going to clean up. I'll be right back. Okay, after I took it out, I cooked it first for 3 minutes, stirred it, and then it's a little runny, which is what normally happens. Then you put it back in after you stir it and cook it for 3 more minutes. You don't want to do it for 6 minutes straight because it'll just boil over and you'll have a mess in your microwave, believe me. So I stirred it and put it back in, and it's still not quite as thick as I want. I'm used to it thicker, and I think the reason is there's a couple combinations. 3 tablespoons is probably not enough for 4 cups, since when I make the syrup thick in the morning, I use 1.5 tablespoons for 1 cup. So that's one reason. And also I think I put too much water with the cornstarch, and that just made it more liquefied. So I will make sure on the recipe that I post that it has the correct amount that makes this the right consistency. So what I'm going to do now to thicken it a little more, and this is stuff you can do, you know, everything's by trial and error when you make stuff. So now I'm going to add some more cornstarch, but this time to just 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to add 2 more tablespoons. And so there's 1, and there's 2. I'm going to make sure it's cold water. This is really hot, this stuff. You want the cold with the heat for it to set up. And now I'm just going to stir it all around, and then I'm going to pour it into the berries. It's going to go back in the microwave. I'm going to do it for like 2 minutes because this is pretty full, so it might boil over. In fact, I'll probably do it for like 1.5 minutes. You kind of got to watch it. And then take it out and stir it and do it for like another 1.5 minutes so it doesn't boil all over into my microwave, and then I have a big old mess, which has happened many times. Okay, so now that I've got this just right, you know, this is pretty easy. Just pour that in. You can see when I do it, it's going to start thickening already. I can feel it. So it's not a bad idea if you wanted to do it again. You know, just do the 2 tablespoons after you've done the 3. And see, it's thicker already, but it's not thick enough. It needs to be cooked a little bit more. So now it's going to go back in the microwave. Like I said, I'm going to do it for 1.5 minutes and then take it out and check it, and then stir it and probably put it back in again. Okay, 1.5 minutes was perfect, and adding the extra cornstarch with just 1/4 cup of water made it perfect. Look at the consistency now. See, it's thick, which is what you want it to be. You want it to be thick like this. And so now I'm going to take it. I'm going to grab me these are actually bowl cozies that I make. I'll show you. This is my newest one where I put terry cloth on the inside. This makes it thicker so you can use it as a hot pad too, because I'm always grabbing the ones I have here because I have these all on my website. And so I grab them and I use them for pot holders, as well as putting my cups of like chili, ice cream, whatever in there. And this one here's a terry cloth one too, with has love and peace and stuff on it. And there's a Christmas one I had. Whoa, I'm getting crazy here. Anyway, thought I'd grab my berry one. This is cute since I'm making berry tarts. But anyway, you can take them, since I have them here, and just use it as a pot holder when you're, whoops, I'm trying to do this in here. When you're cooking, I just kind of fold it in half and then use it and grab it like this. How cute is this? Anyway, that's cute. I get kind of sidetracked. So now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I'm going to cover it, put it in the refrigerator, and let it chill while I make the pastry part. I don't have the phyllo pastry sheets right now, and I have to go to the store. So I'm going to run to the store, and this is going to be chilling. It doesn't have to chill if you want to make it all at once. It just sets up a little bit more. And then I'll show you how I stuff them inside the little phyllo pastry sheets and cook them, bake them. They're real easy to make. See you soon. Okay, I ran to the store to pick up other groceries, mainly to get this. This is the phyllo dough. Walmart didn't carry it. I looked all over. So I went over to Albertsons, and they have the Albertsons brand, Safeway brand of it. And then they have the phyllo. They both have the same amount of points, but because I've used phyllo before, it was a little more pricier. I decided to go ahead and just stick with this since I'm showing you how to make it. Okay, it says that it's actually 36 sheets, paper thin sheets that are in here, and 18 sheets per package. So I got the fan on, so everything's kind of blowing here. Anyway, so I've got this spread out. I'm going to cut this. When I made the little minis, they were real small, so I don't want to make them quite that small because they need just a tiny bit bigger. So I'm going to cut them this time 5 sheets here. So I'm going to go on this shorter side down here in half. I'm going to cut this part here in half, and then this in thirds. Okay, I cut it in half this way. Now I'm going to cut in 3 this way. I'm going to try to do this with you on here. Okay, somehow my video keeps freezing up. So what I did is I went ahead And I cut it down here, so halfway, and then I cut 3 this way. So it gives us 6 squares. And they're paper thin, like I said, so you have to be very careful. So I'm going to take one, and I'll be right back. Okay, I lined a big cookie sheet with parchment paper, lightly sprayed it with some I can't believe it's not butter. Light. Oh no, it's just I can't believe it's not butter. Anyway, so and I have 6 of the little squares. I'm kind of talk real fast because I'm trying to hurry up and get these made before our friends come over tonight. Okay, I'm going to take one. I'm going to take, see how thick the berries turned out after sitting it in the fridge? And then I'm going to put right here around a tablespoon. Should have did a tablespoon. This is a teaspoon of the berries in there. Clean my fingers a little here. And I'm going to wet them to make it a little bit easier. And then you want to just take it over like a triangle and get it to the side. Pinch the sides down. Wet your fingers and just pinch the sides down. Some of the berries are going to end up, you know, coming out a little bit, but that's okay. So here's the first one. Put it on the cookie sheet, and now I'm going to go on with the rest. Okay, I'm running out of time right now, so I'm trying to hurry up and finish this recipe, and my dogs are barking. And anyway, so I've got the last one here. I just wanted to show you, after you get to rolling them up, you'll kind of get the knack of it. Just kind of make sure you pull it up. I make sure I tip my fingers real good and just kind of go around the edges like that. Then pick it up. Sometimes if it gets too much water on it, it's kind of hard to pick up. Then I'm going to put it right here along with the others. Now I'm going to put it in the oven. I put on here before to bake it. I'm doing it first in my air fryer oven when I did the minis. These are going to be the regular ones. So it says 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to put them in the oven right now. Oh, I'm going to lightly spray them on top also with a little bit of I can't believe it's not butter to keep them real moist on the top too. Okay, I've got 18 of them in the oven. I just wanted to point out I've got like half this berry mixture left. So I could take the other package. I still have quite a few left to make more. I'm only going to do the 18 now, and then I'll make more later. And just wanted to point that out. Okay, I let them bake for 10 minutes, and it looks like just about right. A little crispy here on the top. Now I'm going to spray them with a little bit of I can't believe it's not butter on top. And then you can sprinkle some monk fruit sugar, monk fruit powdered sugar on top. Or I have here a little bit of monk fruit and cinnamon mixed together, and then I'm just going to lightly dust the tops with a little bit of it. And then I'm going to put it on the plates, and our friends are going to be here any minute. Okay, they're all done. The recipe that I was showing you with all the berries, I made a half of a recipe. Turned out to be 18 of them. So there's 9 on one plate and 9 on the other. And these are pretty good sized ones. And they're really crispy, crunchy. And so our friends are going to be here any minute. I'm going to serve them with a little bit of Cool Whip on top, or a little Ready Whip, or whatever. And they'll have a nice treat while we do our worship tonight. I hope you enjoy. Bye. So, what do you think, Gary? Now get your mouth full. How about you, Mark? Yum?
It's yum.
Good. How about you, baby?
Oh, sweet. It's great.
Good. If they're going to tell me no.
Absolutely terrific.
Oh, my dear friend.
I really enjoy the patisserie.
Oh, what she fancy. And her husband, Alex, he's still chewing, so that's a good sign.
It's really nice and flaky, and the ice cream, what a great combination. Good job.
Thank you.